Thank you for doing this. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yep, my name's Bev Hague. I'm 61 just, and I was born upon the Herdings estate. And I've got 3 older brothers, 2 younger sisters. And I think that's why I'm into football,
Ah,
because of my 3 older brothers.
yeah. So tell us a bit about that. Sort of getting involved with football first of all as a little girl.
Yep, I think my earliest memories when I was about 7, kicking a ball around with my brothers in the yard where we lived.
Yeah.
Carried on from there. Yeah, Sheffield Star wanted a girls' football team. For a bit of a show in Graves Park and Norfolk Park. While
We think it was the Sheffield show, don't we?
I
Yeah.
think it was the
Or the Sheffield Motor Show.
Sheffield Motor Show,
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was for that. So they had some trials for like 12, 13-year-old girls, and it was a one weekend, and I played in both games there. And then when I left school at 16, I tried to find a football team because I was just so into wanting to play football. I loved it so much. I
Yeah.
really wanted to play. My mum wasn't very pleased, but my dad was really proud.
Brilliant.
So I found a team called Kilnurst, and I joined that team. I just stayed with them for a year. We did go to Benidorm in a cup that we won, but I did leave that team and went to join Starring at Rawmarsh the year after.
Where did you play?
Rawmarsh, we played at Rawmarsh as well.
What position were you?
Then, because in those days they played kind of a 4-3-3, where I was left-footed, so I was on the left wing, where they used to have a left winger, a right winger, and an old-fashioned centre forward.
Yeah.
Then, and as I got older, I kind of went back a bit, got slower, and went to midfield. And then my last few games, my last 2 or 3 seasons, I played at left back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then after that, where did you go after that?
After the Starring,
yeah,
or at the end of me playing.
At the end of the Starring?
At the end of the Starring, we became Sheffield Ladies a few years later. And then from Sheffield Ladies, we wrote to Wednesday and United asking if they'd take us on and sponsor us, and we got a reply back from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, being a Wednesday fan, I'm happy about that. And that was season 90-91. We became Sheffield Wednesday Ladies.
Right. And what league did you play in then?
We played in Nottinghamshire League.
Yeah.
So we was going down to kind of Derby, Nottingham, Leicester.
Wow. Yeah.
Areas.
Were you like, there were no other teams playing Sheffield at all then?
There wasn't a lot of teams then. No.
Yeah.
It's only recently that there's been lots of
Yeah.
girls, women's teams in Sheffield. So
yeah,
probably over the last 10 years that it's become more popular, I would say.
Yeah.
So, but in those days we were up and down M1.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like in an FA Cup and stuff, we'd get drawn to someone down south,
Yeah.
or up north, or anywhere. I do remember going over to Liverpool one year in January when it was absolutely freezing cold. Went over there and played a team. I remember going down to Dartmouth as well, playing a team down there. Yeah.
Goodness.
So we stayed overnight down there.
Yeah.
And also going up to Whitley Bay, playing a team up there.
Wow.
So in my time, so we did travel a lot on a Sunday.
Right. And what
Early starts.
Some of the highlights of your sort of career with Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, I would probably say obviously playing at Hillsborough in 91, 92 I'd say. We played a cup game there. I'd also played at Scarborough's ground as well. And unfortunately, I missed a penalty in that game. So a bit like Chris Waddles over at Bar when he played for England.
Yeah.
But I liked playing at other big grounds and won various medals and leagues and five-a-side tournaments, stuff like that. So they're obviously highlights as well.
How long did you keep playing with them for?
I played until very early 94 when I found out I was pregnant.
Right.
And that's when I stopped playing.
Yeah.
And I was 32, so I played 16, 17 seasons every weekend.
It's amazing.
training and playing, and really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
And then kind of family took precedence over that.
Yeah. Had a son in August that year, and now I wish I'd done something afterwards. But you can always think like that. But he was very good at football from an early age, and so following him from age of 4, he was playing football at 4 and in a team at 5 and what have you. So followed him a lot with his football and cricket. So he took over.
Oh, so looking back on football for you, what has it meant for you in your life?
It's just meant a lot for me because my brothers played as well. All 3 of them played football. And one of them still does at 65. Still plays football. It just meant that, you know, I'd got good social skills with friends. I've still got friends now from like when I played at 16, 17. Kept me fit and healthy.
What about sort of prejudice and that sort of thing? Did you, what was it like?
Obviously, when I were at school, girls weren't allowed to play football anyway. You're okay doing rounders and hockey. But it's obviously different these days. But back then, like late 60s, early 70s, they didn't like girls playing football at all. So I couldn't really get involved in that. I did play football with lads at break times and stuff, but you weren't allowed to play in their team. It was always a boys' football team. But this is what happens these days. They do look as to what happened in the past, and things get better and better with everything, I think. So girls have got it good these days with the football.
Time, eh?
Yeah, it is. Not before time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, totally agree. It's good. It's good for them these days. Girls' football, women's football.
Do you follow women's football now? Do you watch anybody or? Because I know you watch ours a lot, so men's team. So.
Yeah, I do. I'm still watching Wednesday. I did have a friend who were playing at Outerbridge Ladies, and I have got a friend who's still playing for Wednesday Ladies. Actually, Kelly, she's still playing. So, try and get every so often. To down to Botry Road. I think that's where they still play. Well, they were last time I went as well. So I don't actually follow them, but I do like to see how they're going on.
You can see the standards like completely changed now. Really.
I do. I do think standards have got a lot better, but I still think that our standard was still good in the in 70s and 80s. We were good then as well, but there's more facilities these days and more money in women's football. So I do think that that helps and brings them on a bit more. Develops girls, younger girls these days. So it's good.
Eventually, you started playing again, didn't you?
I did. So in October 2020, I got COVID before vaccines came out, and I was really poorly. Fatigue was the worst thing, which really got to me because I am an active person and I do like to be out and about, but I just had no energy. And my doctor kept saying, try and do some exercise. And that was easier said than done for them because I really had no energy. It was terrible. I wasn't at work. I wasn't moving at all. I was just sat. And I know we couldn't go anywhere, but anyway, I then saw on Facebook that a lady was running a over 45s football training session up at Myrtle Springs, which started last June. And because it was football, my eyes lit up and I thought, great, something I love, I will try it. So I went up to Myrtle Springs, which is just up the road from my house anyway. Gave it a go and loved it. A lady there called Gail. I explained about my health and stuff, and she said she'd watch me and make sure that I was okay. But I was shattered after 2 or 3 minutes. But I persevered, kept going, and I'm still going now. So it's over 45s females football coaching. So we've not got any games, and we don't play games.
Right. So you've not got a team as such?
No, we haven't.
Training.
Although Gail's trying to organise a game for us, we've not had any yet. Don't know whether I'd manage a game or not, but I do enjoy the training for the hour on a Tuesday night.
Brilliant. You've been telling me about some other sport you do as well.
Yeah, while I was at football, my other passion is cricket. I watched my son for the last 16, 17 years, but never ever picked a ball up or a bat. And one of the other girls asked if we knew of any women's teams.
Yeah.
So I told her there was one at my son's cricket club, which is Eckington, and we decided to go together, and we both loved it. And been in a league last October, an indoor league.
Yeah.
I love that training as well. That's another hour's training on a Monday night, which I really enjoy the training there.
Yeah.
I've just been in another league this last 5 weeks. Last game being tomorrow, and that's real fun as well. Really enjoy that.
Brilliant. Can I ask you how your son reacted?
My son wasn't very happy at first. The reaction was, "Oh, mother," but he was okay after a minute or two. Yeah, so he's quite happy, and he has watched me in a tournament.
Yeah.
Not too sure if he was very impressed, but he did support me.
Fair enough. I forgot to ask you before, when we were talking about prejudice, I mean, obviously we're talking about sexism. What about, you not played with that many women players who are from minority ethnic communities, have you, really?
No, I haven't. No, I've not really. We had a couple of girls in early 80s playing with us, but to be honest, I've not come across any sexism or
racism
either.
Homophobia, that sort of thing.
No, I haven't. I really haven't come across that at all. Which I have heard of something this week in the store with a young girl, but I don't think we'll ever get rid of that myself.
No.
No matter how much they try to cut it out, racism, sexism, abuse, I don't think they'll get rid of it. I think it'll always be there, unfortunately, which is obviously a bad thing.
Yeah.
I do think it's improving, though. It is improving, which is good.
Good. Just the last question: Are you looking forward to the Women's Euros this year? Will it be something you're involved with?
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I will go to Bramley. I think it's at Bramley
and
Rotherham as well. Yeah, and Gail's organising some tickets for us as well. So I'll definitely get to see at least one game, probably more if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's a good standard, England women and other countries as well. Yeah, it's good to watch, I think, at minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
Yes. Thanks, Bev.
Thank you.